Welcome back to the Bitcoin Zodiac, where we view Bitcoin's evolution through financial astrology, long-term market structure, and collective psychology. April begins with a quiet turning point. The full moon in Libra on April 1st brings your attention to relationships, not just romantic ones, but any dynamic where energy is being exchanged. There is a gentle awareness here. Where have you been overgiving? Where have you been holding back? Libra asks for honesty, but not confrontation. It asks for balance that feels real in your body. A few days later, on April 5th, the Sun squares Jupiter. This can feel like wanting more expansion, more clarity, more movement. But there is a tendency to overreach or overpromise. Notice where you might be stretching beyond what feels grounded. Growth is available, but it works best when it is steady. By April 9th, the energy shifts. Mars enters Aries, and this is a return to instinct. Aries does not wait, it moves. At the same time, Mercury clears its post-retrograde shadow, which helps things click into place mentally. Conversations feel clearer, decisions feel easier, and you may notice a sense of forward motion returning after a slower few weeks. Then on April 12th, Mars meets Neptune in Aries. This is a softer kind of fire, action guided by intuition rather than force. You may feel pulled towards something without fully understanding why. Trust that feeling, but stay aware. Neptune can blur edges, so grounding yourself in reality is important here. Let inspiration lead, but keep your feet on the ground. On April 13th, Venus in Taurus sextiles Jupiter in Cancer. This is one of the more supportive moments of the month. There is ease in connection, comfort in the body, and a sense of emotional nourishment. It is a good time to slow down and to receive. Not everything needs to be chased. Some things arrive when you are open to them. Mid-month brings something more personal. On April 16th, Chiron cazimi in Aries places a spotlight on healing around identity. This is subtle but powerful. You may notice old wounds connected to self-worth or courage coming up, not to overwhelm you, but to be seen differently. There is an opportunity here to respond to yourself with more compassion than you have before. Then we arrive at the new moon in Aries on April 17th. This is a beginning, but not a loud one. It feels clean, direct, and honest. Aries energy is about choosing yourself, but not from a place of urgency, from a place of clarity. What do you want now? Not who you were, not what you thought you should want. What feels true in this moment? April moves from reflection into action, but it does so in a way that asks you to stay connected to yourself as you move forward. You don't need to rush, you just need to be honest about where you are ready to begin again. For Bitcoin, we can expect to experience a shift from reflection into clean directional movement. This month carries a quiet but important transition. Markets are moving out of confusion and into intention, not all at once, but gradually. You may notice moments of clarity followed by moments of uncertainty. That is part of the process this month is asking for. On April
I'm pausing this episode for just a moment to share with you one of our partners, the Sculpt Society. I'm obsessed with TSS, created by celebrity trainer Megan Roop. It's not just another fitness app, it's the most fun you'll ever have working out. You'll find sculpt, strength, and dance cardio all in one super accessible method that actually works. Whether you have 10 minutes or 50, want low impact sculpting or full body dance cardio, the Sculpt Society has you covered. Inside the app, you'll find over 900 on-demand workouts and weekly live classes, plus curated programs that meet you wherever you are, beginner, advanced, or even pre or postnatal. There's no complicated choreography, no guilt, just movement that makes you feel confident and strong in your own skin. You can stream from any device, anywhere in the world, and even download classes to work out offline. It doesn't matter whether you're in your living room or in a hotel room. So if you've been waiting for a sign to get back into your body and feel good, this is it. Click on the link in the description box and join the Sculpt Society to start your 7-day free trial today. You'll feel the difference after just one class. Let's get back into the episode.
First, we have a full moon in Libra. This full moon highlights balance. In financial markets, Libra energy often reflects valuation, positioning, and equilibrium. This is a point where markets pause and reassess. Are prices stretched too far in one direction? Has sentiment become too one-sided? Are participants positioned heavily long or short? For Bitcoin, this can show up as a temporary stall after a move, profit taking from recent gains, or a rebalancing between buyers and sellers. Unlike other full moons, this is not a reversal signal by default. It is a recalibration point. Step back and observe your positioning. Avoid forcing trades here and let the market show you where balance actually sits. On April 5th, the Sun squares Jupiter. This brings expansion, but with tension. Jupiter increases optimism. The Sun amplifies visibility. Together, this can push traditional markets into overextension. You may see aggressive moves upward, driven by confidence, retail participation increasing, or narratives becoming louder and more convincing. For Bitcoin, short-term spikes are possible, and sentiment can also feel very strong very quickly, but this energy can absolutely overshoot, so be mindful of chasing momentum here. If you are already positioned, this is a window to scale out into strength rather than add risk. On the 9th of April, Mars enters Aries and Mercury clears post-retrograde shadow on the same day. This is where things begin to move cleanly again. Mars in Aries is direct, fast, and decisive. Mercury clearing its shadow removes confusion from the system. Together, this signals cleaner price action, more decisive moves, and breakouts that have stronger follow-through in traditional markets. For Bitcoin, this is where trend continuation becomes more reliable, market structure becomes easier to read, and execution improves. This is a better environment for active positioning. If you trade, this is where your system has a higher probability of clean execution. On April 12th, Mars conjuncts Neptune. This is where clarity softens again. Mars wants action. Neptune dissolves clarity. In markets, this can create false breakouts, emotional decision-making, and moves driven by narrative rather than structure. For Bitcoin, we can expect to see sudden spikes or drops that do not hold, and traders getting trapped in directionally unclear moves. There can also be inspiration here, but it is not grounded. I don't trade weekend price action, but if you do, this is time to reduce size. Definitely wait for clear confirmation. If a move feels unclear, it likely is, and it's not worth trading.
I'm briefly interrupting this episode to speak to you about one of our partners, Ritual Supplements, and in particular, Ritual Stress Relief. It's the first of its kind supplement powered by Bioseries technology. Unlike typical stress supplements that fade, Ritual's dual action formula gives you instant calm followed by all-day support. It works with your body's natural cortisol rhythm, helping you respond instead of react, ground instead of spiral. Its unique extended release blend delivers nature's calming adaptogens like ashwagandha and lemon balm when your body actually needs them. That means no crash, no fog, just clarity, focus, and nervous system balance. It's a sigh of relief that keeps going. So if you have spikes in your stress levels or are simply feeling dysregulated, give Ritual Stress Relief a try. Click on the link in the description box to find your perfect daily ritual. Okay, now that we found our Zen, let's get back to the show.
Coming into the CME weekly open on April 13th, we have Venus in Taurus sextile, Jupiter in Cancer. This is supportive, stabilizing energy. Venus in Taurus relates to value, assets, and money itself. Jupiter in Cancer supports growth through security and accumulation. In markets, this can show up as buyers stepping in with more confidence, strong support levels holding, and capital flowing into assets perceived as safe value. For Bitcoin, it is likely a quiet accumulation phase, institutional or longer-term players stepping back in, and higher time-frame bullish market structure strengthening. This is not loud momentum. This is steady positioning. This is a very good time for spot accumulation, adding to longer-term holdings, and letting open long positions breathe. On April 16th, we have a Chiron cazimi in Aries. This is subtle but important. Chiron relates to wounds. In Aries, it touches identity and confidence. In traditional financial markets, this can surface doubt after recent volatility, traders questioning their decisions, and emotional reactions to recent wins or losses. In Bitcoin, you may see hesitation in the market and a pause before the next directional move. This is not weakness, this is integration. Stay grounded in your plan. Do not let temporary emotions override your strategy. Then we move into a new moon in Aries on April 17th. This is the reset. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. This new moon marks a asterisk, clean directional shift, asterisk. After a brief breather in the markets, we can expect to see new trends beginning, strong impulsive moves, and clear directional bias returning at this point. For Bitcoin, this is where a new leg can begin. Momentum can begin to build with clarity, and trend continuation or fresh breakouts become more likely. This is where conviction begins to return. If you have been waiting for a clearer signal, this is where it often arrives. Even though the financial astrology feels as up and down as Trump's tweets, this sequence matters. Early April recalibrates, mid-April tests clarity, late April initiates movement. For Bitcoin, this aligns with its broader cycle, short-term uncertainty, clearing out, stronger hands accumulating quietly, and a foundation being set for the next expansion phase. This is not about reacting to every move. It is about recognizing where noise is present, where clear market structure returns, and where true direction begins. There is no need to rush this month. The market is finding its footing again. And when it does, it tends to move with clarity. Your role is to stay steady enough to recognize when that shift happens. That closes off our analysis for this moon. Until next time, peace, love, and Bitcoin.